Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. The topic on the table today is part 2 of our breakdown of Nextdoor.
Today's video will be broken down into 4 parts. Nextdoor's networking platform, the building blocks for advertisement, comparing Nextdoor's ARPU to its competitors, and looking at their future plans. Nextdoor resembles similar attributes to Facebook and LinkedIn. Why do I say this? Well, the user interface copies Facebook, but also copies LinkedIn, as it serves an untapped niche. Nextdoor consists of 3 main categories that overlap each other: neighbors, public agencies, and businesses. Nextdoor's goal is to intertwine everyone together, creating a hyper-local networking service, helping you to connect with everyone within your neighborhood. This is vastly different from other social media platforms. So, is this beneficial for Nextdoor, or will this hurt them in the future? Well, yes and no. It will be quite impossible to have trusted information on a platform without being hyper-local. Targeted information for that specific neighborhood will be more beneficial for neighbors, thus hopefully improving user engagement. Thriving communities are neighbors and organizations building more resilient neighborhoods, which Nextdoor is here to achieve. So, what are the downsides? Well, Nextdoor doesn't currently offer a service that allows users to find other information about other neighborhoods. I've read countless reviews that users of Nextdoor would love to find information about other neighborhoods that families and friends live in. However, despite this being a short-term issue, Nextdoor plans out on rolling out this service in the future, which we'll discuss in the final section of this video. As you all know, social media platforms are the #1 destination for companies and businesses to advertise their service or product. Nextdoor is no different than Facebook and Twitter, as the user interface resembles both platforms, allowing for extreme monetization potential. Facebook and Twitter were only able to grow their revenue through advertisements, and hopefully Nextdoor can do the same. Nextdoor's current approach to monetization isn't the most effective, to say the least. Since Nextdoor cares the most about connecting neighbors to their neighborhoods, many advertisements are from local businesses, and advertisements catered only to that neighborhood. When browsing the Nextdoor platform, I rarely came across advertisements from global companies. Without incorporating larger players, Nextdoor misses out on large chunks of potential ad revenue, which they heavily rely on as its primary revenue generator. Since Nextdoor doesn't offer a subscription service, which wouldn't even align with their business, ad revenue is extremely important. This will not only improve quarterly and annual earnings, but benefit long-term shareholders too.
Comparing Nextdoor's ARPU to its competitors. First off, what's ARPU? ARPU stands for Average Revenue Per User. ARPU is the equivalent of total revenue divided by average users during this period. This metric is widely used for most social media platforms to gauge how much money the company is receiving per user. Before looking at its competitors' ARPU, let's take a look at Nextdoor's first. According to Nextdoor's S1, aka their investor presentation, Nextdoor's ARPU was $4.62, a 9% increase year over year. However, comparing 2020 Q1 to 2021 Q1, their ARPU increased roughly 30%. So let's take a look at Facebook, Snapchat, and Pinterest's ARPU. Facebook has quite an astounding ARPU. In 2020, Facebook reported $32.03 per user, a 9.5% increase from 2019. Very similar to Nextdoor's ARPU growth. You can make the correlation between the growth of Facebook and the increase in ARPU year over year. When Facebook's ARPU increased, the company did as well, with increasing revenue. Snapchat and Pinterest's ARPU are similar to one another, both experiencing linear growth ever since the launch of both platforms. One thing to point out is the uniqueness between the ARPU Q over Q. As seen from both charts, both platforms have experienced higher ARPU during Q4 when compared to Q1. Although we don't have the Q over Q ARPU data for Nextdoor, we can assume that they also experienced this higher ARPU in Q4. Going back to Nextdoor's ARPU, their 2018 through 2019 ARPU growth was 10.4% and 9% for 2019 through 2020. However, when I was looking at their 2021 projections, Nextdoor projects over 28% ARPU year over year growth. From low double-digit growth to over 28%, that's quite suspicious in my opinion. So does Nextdoor have something in its sleeve? In addition, they did comment the current model does not assume additional capital. Additional funding can also significantly accelerate growth. So potentially with the funding from the SPAC deal, Nextdoor already has a plan in place to hopefully ramp up the ARPU for the year ahead. So what are Nextdoor's future plans? Like we mentioned before, Nextdoor plans on rolling out a service that enables neighbors to join other feeds from other neighborhoods. Nextdoor advertises it as allowing you to follow neighborhood activity, where your mom lives, where you plan on moving, vacation home, and more. This will hopefully increase user engagement, as individuals aren't just looking at their own neighborhoods, but others simultaneously. Customer acquisitions and user engagement are two important metrics for social media platforms. Hopefully, Nextdoor can continue this pattern. Another way Nextdoor plans on expanding its services is increasing its global penetration. According to Nextdoor, they can 4.5x their reach by expanding globally. Here's a chart that shows Nextdoor's current, next, and future opportunities. By reaching out to more countries, Nextdoor gains more exposure to the growing market of digital advertising. By 2024, the TAM for digital advertising is expected to grow 83%, basically $262 billion in the US and $607 billion globally. With the monetization potential that Nextdoor embodies, there's no doubt that Nextdoor will get a piece in this massive market.
Make sure to check out our Instagram page right over here, where we post daily stock market picks and updates.
Be sure to check out our StockTwits Twitter and Discord, all linked in the description below, as well as hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and hit that juicy red tomato subscribe button. Those post notifications also down below. We'd also really appreciate it if you left a comment down below telling us something we can improve upon, a video suggestion for next time, or anything else. Other than that, thank you for watching and good luck on your investment journey.
Bye!